All right. Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is having an amazing morning today, this Friday. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Let's see what the market has for us today. So Norm might not be joining us this morning. His son, unfortunately, was sick throughout the night, so he had a rough night yesterday. So he might join us later on today in the afternoon. But right now, he probably is trying to get some rest or taking care of his son at the moment. So all right, let's see what the market has for us today. We have quite a bit on here on our gappers list. As you can see right over in this area, we got a few gappers this morning that RBZ we've seen quite often. MU's gapping down. That would be interesting to see. We got some NVIDIA, Intel on here as well. So looking forward to see what that has for us. And let's look at what we had yesterday. We had a really good start to the market yesterday. A lot of stuff that was trading nicely. Right at the open. We got into some chop later on in the mid-morning, but overall we had a really good start towards the morning of trading. So let's look at Facebook. Let's see how Facebook traded. Let's go back over here. Nope, that's not it. It is right in here, our 5 minute. Then we'll bring over our 1 minute as well. So a lot of stuff, it's funny, a lot of stuff was gapping up yesterday, but we got pretty much a pretty good sell-off as well. So we had a pretty good sell-off right off the bat. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, so here we have Facebook. And actually, Peter might join us. Peter, yeah, come on. Peter's going to join us this morning for the pre-market show. So as we can see here, Facebook again gapped up pretty strong, but then sold off really nice. Look at this 1 minute chart. You can see on here, it just goes to VWAP. Beautiful strategy we see quite often. Just a nice opening range breakdown. So you can see here, you get this beautiful sell-off, and then over here it leaves a VWAP and sells down nicely. This was a great entry for a short here. And then throughout the mid-morning, you get a little bit of chop here, but then you get this beautiful double bottom. So look at this double bottom here, just a nice double bottom here, and it takes off right back to VWAP. Again, you have to be patient for this move. This is the area we're talking about in the morning where it's just a lot of stuff became really choppy after they did that first nice move towards the breakdown. Microsoft, same thing. You had this weird, Microsoft was a little harder to trade because you had this really weird sell-off, right? It went all the way up here to almost the high of the pre-market looks like, and then it just sells off all the way down here, down to VWAP. So when this candle happened, I was very unsure on what to think about this stock, whether it's going to be good for a long or not. It was just seemed too extended here. If you look at the 1 minute, you know, you have this pop above VWAP, then you have this crazy drop here. So again, very difficult to trade. Eventually it sells back up, and then it sells off one more time again here when the market started selling off as well. Next we have Tesla. Let's see what we have here in Tesla. So Tesla also, again, at the open sells off. This one was a little more difficult to trade. The 1 minute looks good now, but at the price action, you can see it was not as clean as we would like it to see, right? So you get this sell up to VWAP again, then it takes off, breaking the highs, and then right back to VWAP. So this one's a little more choppy, not as clean to really take a trade on. Hey Peter, good morning. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Carlos. I'm doing great, thanks.
Excellent. So for those on YouTube, Peter is one that are not part of the chat room. Peter is also one of our moderators, like Norm, Robert, William. So we got a few moderators that come on. Peter usually comes on later on in the afternoon. If you have not tried our chat room, definitely check out. We have a deal going on for the YouTube pre-market viewers. So we'll get you a link to that discount. You can try it out and just see what the room is like. Again, we have a lot of traders throughout the day trading live, and Peter's one of those moderators. Okay, so Tesla, again, not trading too clean. Everything just seemed to be a little choppy. Eventually sold off nicely, but again, you just have to be patient while it was doing this chop up and down here. This was definitely one of the trades of the day yesterday. Brian caught this trade very early on, right in this area, I think. He caught this almost for the whole entire $7 moves, at least $5 drop here. So this is a strategy that Brian likes a lot, right? He likes to wait for the pop to come up, and then at the open, he gets in really quick for the drop, and he called it out actually. I believe on the pre-market, after we're done with the show, he called it out. That's the move he was going to be looking for on this stock, and it did just that. Again, we didn't expect it was going to do this huge drop. I mean, this was a big nice drop here, and then you get a nice pullback to VWAP. I was thinking of going short in this area, but it just, I don't know, it just seems so extended, right? When you get something so extended like this, it's pretty tough to take a short in here, because you don't want to get caught in a squeeze. But I know a lot of you traders took this short in this area. I think also Robert also took a short in this area as well. So again, turned out to be a really nice short, just heading down over to this moving at daily levels 116.72. AMD is the next one we had on here. Also sold off really nice. Again, not as clean, but it had this consolidation period we were talking about. Again, a lot of stocks just kind of chopping around. Same thing with this one. It pulls back and it chops around. Just kind of the stock just waiting around to see what was the next thing going to happen on here. Then it loses VWAP nicely, and you can see this beautiful short on here. And this started happening around the same time this happened. Everything else started selling off, right? The SPY was selling off. A lot of other stocks were selling off during the same time as well. NVEV was pure chop. Actually, this one, I think Brian also took a live trade short within this area here. So just again, right thought process, but just wrong time. He got in here, got stopped out, and then a few minutes later, it does the move he was looking for. He was looking for this short over here, all the way to the bottom. So that was nice as well. Then out of the low floats, ARCI was one that, again, this is the reason why these stocks are so dangerous to trade. Look at this beautiful pre-market action. It had tons of volume. I forgot what the total volume was, but it was very high on volume. You get this beautiful pop right before the pre-market action, takes off, and then minutes later loses everything, and then it goes on a halt. So again, you got to be very careful with these stocks, because this is what happens when you have a float. This is a 600,000 shares float. So again, when you have something that low, you can expect these crazy moves like this. Again, just very difficult. We're going from $9.50 to $8. I mean, that's $1 and change there. So again, just got to be very careful when you're trading those type of stocks. All right, folks, let's see what we have today in our gappers list. Let's see what's moving nicely. Let's start with the top, RBZ. RBZ, it is up 17%. This has been active last couple of days. Got to be careful with this one. Again, it moves a lot. When it gets the volume though, it does run, right? Get the volume here. This one we started watching it about 2 weeks ago or so, or 3. And then since then, it's been having several days where it's been moving nicely. Here's some volume as well. You can see the nice pop. Today, the daily chart does look good, though. I got to say, I do like this daily chart. It's been consolidating here. Now it looks like it wants to break out. It is up 18%. And we do have 1.3 million shares traded so far. So it's got the volume. Pre-market action, though, looks a little choppy. You got this candle here with 310,000 shares traded in this one candle here. So you want to be careful with that. Again, it's pretty low flow. So I'm going to throw it down here as well. Let's put this down here, RBZ. Here we go. All right, we move this one here. And next we have Seiyo. What is Seiyo up to? All right, so this is gapping up 3.8. Pre-market action is so not great. The volume is all right, 182,000 shares traded. Had a big recovery yesterday, so it sold off all the way down to $28. Then it came back. I mean, that's a weird candle here, but looks good today for a pop though. After doing this huge recovery here, this looks good for a long. I mean, I don't want to be long biased, but the way this is setting up after coming back like this, I mean, it literally hits this moving average here, and it bounces right back. So that's interesting to say the least. Again, it's gapping up, say 3.8. It's got a little bit of volume. I think it's definitely worth taking a look at it. Let's look at Seiyo down in here as well. Let's look at XOM. XOM is down 2%, 263,000 shares traded so far this morning. Here it is. Let's see how we have what the pre-market action looks like. Not great. Pre-market action is not looking too good at the moment. As we can see on here, it's a little bit choppy. You have a nice drop here with some volume, but right now it's kind of pretty flat. So we'll come back to it, see how it develops. AAL is down 2.5, 143,000 shares traded so far this morning. Choppy pre-market action, not looking great at all. Let's see what the daily chart looks like. Daily is interesting. Lost this level here, was trying to hold over the last couple of weeks. So it lost that. Now it's down 2.7. So pretty flat at the moment, pretty choppy. we're gonna have to wait to see how this develops. But the daily chart is interesting though. You got a nice little flow here. It does move quite often throughout the days. You got some nice candles here. You got a consolidation period here that's been happening, and we just seem to have lost that. Is there any news on this? I mean, this is down 2.7. Let's check Benzinga, see what we have on AAL. All right, what do we have here?
Yeah, they had earnings this morning.
Oh, okay, so they had earnings this morning. Some news guidance. Okay, all right, so that's where it's. All right, so this looks good. MU, one of our favorites to watch. MU is down quite a bit, 3.2, 201,000 shares traded. And for MU, that's quite a bit, because if you look at MU on a regular basis, and Peter, I know you've seen this, it doesn't trade a lot of shares before the open. It is very, very light on volume, but then at the open, it usually gets that volume in. So 202,000 shares is down quite a bit. We got some good clean levels we can look at here, sitting right at a moving average as well on the daily chart. This daily chart, guys, if this was any other stock, this would not be a great daily chart. This is very, very choppy. As you can see, this is not good. But MU tends to move and give you some really good, good plays, good open range breakdowns, or ABCD patterns. We just know that from trading it so much, just like a AMD. So this looks like it's in play today. I like MU. We'll keep it on here. NVIDIA, one of Norm's favorite stock to trade. Oh, this is in play today, down 3.2. Look at this beautiful daily chart just getting dropped here. Did they have earnings today as well, NVIDIA, or what's going on with these guys? What's happening with NVIDIA?
I haven't seen anything on NVIDIA.
Oh, so that's a drop out of nowhere here for them.
Yeah, I was watching MU into the close yesterday. They had really sold off right through to the close, which was likely to put it in play today. And the rest of the semis might go with it. So.
Yeah, and we got INTC we haven't looked at yet. So we have INTC here. We'll get to that in a second. Yeah, so that could be it. So we'll look at AMD as well, see what AMD is doing. But I like NVIDIA's daily chart, though. This is nice. Again, it could not hold these. This is a clean, look at this clean level here. How it becomes resistance at one point here, and then it becomes support in this area 1, 2, 3. But now we're breaking that, so that's a good sign. We can get some good daily levels on here. That's a good sign for a possible move, either back to it or to try to test it as a resistance, or if it loses it, we got some moving averages down here. Again, I don't think NVIDIA will sell off all the way down to this moving average, but anything is possible depending on what news we got going on the semis here. All right, let's take a look at, now that we're on talking about the semis, let's just look at AMD, see what's going on with AMD. They are actually pretty flat. They sold off a lot yesterday. They're pretty flat today, not much going on. Just love the volume every time though on AMD. Look at the volume, 967,000 shares traded so far. So I'm not going to watch it just yet. I'm going to watch MU because MU is clearly in play today. INTC is another one on our list here. See what INTC is up to. INTC is pretty flat. Yeah, open space. I see the same thing as well. INTC is also not doing much. Does got some volume, but hold on, I'm not looking at INTC. That's AMD. Oh no, INTC is doing much. Yeah, down 7.8. Oh, this is a lot. It's looking at the wrong chart there. Yeah, so this is definitely in place. So what's the deal with INTC? What's going on with that one?
They also had earnings this morning.
Earnings this morning. All right. Oh, that's not good. Good for us, not good for them. Yeah, you can see here very clean drop. Got some good levels we can get off here. INTC tends to trade choppy, but today I think it will definitely be in play. Doesn't have much volume yet, 482 compared to like an AMD. But this let's see what the action looks like. Very choppy, extremely choppy right now on INTC. So, but interesting. Nice big drop here. We'll get some levels for it in a second. What else do we have? Anything else pop up here? I think I saw another one. Yeah, Grub. GRUB. 106,000 shares traded so far. And what do we have? Let's remove these levels. Big congested here. We're up 7.5, 106,000 shares traded so far. This one's pre-market action looks pretty dry. Not much going on here. Not much volume. Not much price activity. Not a big range, but it is in play. It is up 7.5. It did leave these levels here. This resistance it has, so it has a nice daily chart in this area. We can find some levels here, some clean levels up here. We got a moving average close to the low of the pre-market, and we got some possible daily levels up here in this area too. So we'll look at that as well. Peter, anything you have on your end that you like this morning?
Yeah, well, on the earnings front, you mentioned ExxonMobil. Chevron is also reporting CVX. I don't think they've reported yet, or at least I haven't seen the news yet, but I'll keep an eye on that.
All right.
And the only other one I have that you haven't already talked about is AstraZeneca, AZN. Absolutely no action, terrible pre-market, but it may pick up because they announced earnings as well.
AZM or N?
AZN, sorry, is a Norman.
Okay, gotcha. All right, yep. All right, we'll take a look at that later on and see how that develops. Yeah, right now not much going on. Is it a foreign stock? It looks, the daily chart looks a little funky. What is this? AstraZeneca. All right, I'm not gonna destroy that. Let's leave it at that. AZN. All right. So what do you guys have on your end? What do you guys like this morning? XOM, John, we have, yeah, that's a good one. What else? SNE Sony, right? Yeah, SNE is tough to trade, very tough to trade. Wow, look at this day on a couple of weeks ago. Huge pop here, 43 going to 47. Today they are gapping up 3.4. Not much volume, but it is a nicey stock, very choppy. Again, foreign stock as well. This is why you see these crazy daily candles here. I mean, these candles are just really all over the place. So not sure what's going on there. We can tune into this in a second. All right. What else? We have F. All right. People are giving us F. F is this Fire? Is it a tire company? Firestone? Ford. Oh, Ford. Okay, Ford. All right. So Ford is reporting earnings today. Reported yesterday after the bell. Thank you, CJ. They're up 7%. This one doesn't look like it moves much. What's the ATR on this? Yeah, ATR is 18 cents. So again, this one doesn't move much. It's got some serious volume, 3.8. Reminds me of a GE, right? GE is the same way. It does not move much. It is a lower price stock, so you can take a lot more shares because you can manage your risk on this. If you get a 20 cents move out of this, I mean, that is big, right? Doesn't move a lot. So pre-market action is looking a bit choppy. Not a fan of it, but I do like the volume, but really not a fan of the pre-market action right now. And also just that it doesn't move much. I don't like to take a lot of shares. I like not to take more than 1,000 shares. And this one, to get a good move, you might need to do something like that. Also, it's such a large flow. You could get caught in some chop. But I would like to see how it opens up. So let's throw it on here. But I might not end up watching this one. I'm with you, John. The ATR is very, very low on it as well. All right. So, and again, if you want to take a lot of shares, it can work for you. But if you get stuck in chop and you have a lot of shares, then, that could be an issue. All right. Claire, great question. No, I do not trade in the pre-market. I have done trades in the pre-market, but I usually tend not to trade in the pre-market. I always want to wait for the open. That's one of my rules, or one of my guidelines to follow in trading. But you could trade in the pre-market. There's some times where you get some good opportunities, and you can make some good moves in the pre-market as well. I know a lot of traders that trade pre-market, but they look for specific criteria. It's volume, certain type of levels. They have their indications of things that they can look for. All right, so what we have here, QCOM, big room to the downside. Yes, QCOM, it's been having a couple of huge days here. So as you can see, QCOM, yeah, it's got some room to the downside. I agree with you here. Some very clean levels in this area. Doesn't have good volume right now. You got this moving average, kind of catching up a bit here. And it had this huge pop. We might start getting into a nice trading range here, but it does look good on the daily for a possible move towards the bottom. The one issue we have with QCOM, the few times we traded it, it's how choppy it is, right? How choppy it is and how much this can move against you. Sometimes the chop gives you some really bad squeezes, so you got to be careful with that. Entry is everything on this stock, and holding to a very good risk management, not taking too many shares, so you could be able to hold for a pullback if you have a good risk to reward. So Nick B, I agree with you. It can be very difficult to trade. I know a lot of people got chopped up on Tuesday and even on Wednesday. Again, here it traded amazing, right? In these few days here also traded very well, very clean. Here, it's just too extended. It started being very choppy, and also on Thursday. I actually didn't watch it Thursday, but these 2 days seem to be very choppy. All right, next we have pins. Pins, let's see what Pins is up to. Pinterest is one of the ones that opened up a couple of days ago. Wow, what a nice daily chart. I mean, this thing just keeps grinding higher. 118,000 shares traded so far. It's been really strong the last couple of days. No red candles yet, making higher highs, higher lows as we get into here. So looks good to trade. No levels to really find on this one. But again, the volume is going to get the volume today. It's been getting the volume almost every day, but not one that I'm going to watch with everything else I got going on with MU, NVIDIA, INTC. These things are really in play today. I'm hoping that they can give us a nice move this morning at the open. NVIDIA looks good. Look at MU dropping as well. American Airlines so-so. I don't like the pre-market action. XOM also dropping, but seems very choppy. And Seiyo has an interesting daily chart. I do like the daily chart. Pre-market action's not all that great. What else you guys have? Let's look at INTL. I think you probably meant INTC. And INTC we do have. Ford we have. Amazon. Amazon's probably doing great, but I don't trade Amazon. I call this one the mortgage price stock here. Again, yeah, it has a great daily chart too, but how many shares can you get at 1,936? I leave that to Peter and Norm. They trade these huge stuff, 100 shares a pop. I leave that to them. All right, Starbucks, XBUX. Starbucks, it doesn't have the volume right now. Opening up pretty flat. They're reporting anything going on this morning on these guys that will make them interesting. But right now, they're pretty flat. Let's look at MAT. MAT has interesting daily chart, but not much action right now, not much volume. But interesting daily chart. You got this drop here on these 3 consecutive days. Found some kind of support here, consolidated, and now it's gapping up 7.5. So that is great, but right now the volume doesn't seem to be there. And let's look at a few more. All right, QCOM for a swing trade towards the downside, Benny. Yeah, could be. But again, just be careful. I mean, there's a lot of technical damage that's been done on that stock because of that huge pop you had. This thing could consolidate and even go higher, right? Because the news that they receive, after, kind of coming down with as Apple, they became friends or whatever. They squashed the beef, and how you don't want to be stuck in something that could possibly squeeze. PayPal, let's see what we have here. Oops, I actually spelled it out completely. That's not what it is. PayPal, also no volume, great daily chart as well. Again, a lot of stocks looking strong. See what the SPY is doing. So SPY at the moment, again, just sold off yesterday. This caused a lot of stocks to really drop here. So sold off yesterday, hit this moving average, and then right back up. It's funny, Brian called this out. Brian said, we've been selling off, but I would not be surprised if the market comes back up. And it did. It came right back up, basically closed flat. It's been just really strong. It's been doing this type of sell up throughout several days. It's been doing that. It'll sell down, it'll come right back up. Yesterday did the same thing. So today we're pretty much opening flat. Again, just kind of riding this moving average. Looks every time we come test this moving average, kind of gets bought back up. So let's see what we got there. Opening up pretty flat right now. United Health has a nice daily chart, but not much volume at the moment. It's looking pretty flat right now, but they do have a nice daily chart. It had a huge drop here and kind of recover halfway, and now consolidating. It looks like it wants to go higher. Long bias, but it also could consolidate here. So, but not in play this morning. Pretty low on volume.
On YouTube, Carlos B. Elias mentioned PetX, PETX. Now it's an acquisition. Yeah, now it's not a great pre-market, but it's an acquisition. It's being bought out by a company, ELAN, and being that it's mostly a stock deal, that it's going to move in sympathy with Elan because it's now tied to that stock, so it might be worth watching to see what happens.
Oh, gotcha. All right. So then here we have, this one is up 37%, 641,000 shares traded. So this is one you want to kind of sit back and see what the open gives you on here. So yeah, we can find some levels for this one just to have something in place in case this thing takes off here. So that's a good positive news. Obviously, they're up quite a bit here, almost 40%. So that's real nice. All right, guys, let's find some levels. We have a lot here. Let's find some levels. Anything else popping up in our gappers? Nope. All right, let's get some levels in here. All right, let's start with Seiyo here. Seiyo, it's got some good volume. I like the daily chart here. I mean, I like the fact that yesterday it did this huge recovery. I mean, look at this. We're going all the way from 28 almost back to 30 after having this drop from 31. So that's a very strong move there. Makes it kind of seem long bias. The only issue with this one is the pre-market action is horrible. You do have 283,000 shares traded, but it's not creating a good pre-market action. It looks pretty choppy, pretty choppy right now. It is on short selling restrictions, but we do have some nice levels in here. So towards the top, you have the previous day highs, the 2-day highs ago. So you don't need to mark any more on here. That's pretty good. Towards the bottom, you're about to create possibly a new pre-market low right now. It looks like we're getting the drop here, so I'm not going to mark that just yet. We do have a what do we have here? We do have this here, previous day close in this area. We have a moving average coming in. So towards the bottom, what do we have clean? Well, definitely this area here is definitely a level, 29.61. If we want to go drop back down, you can mark down 30 because you got a moving average coming in right into this area. I think that's the best one. If it loses its previous day close, it can really drop down to this 30 level. So that could be good. Next, I'm gonna, we'll mark this 31 right here. Let's see if we can hold that. We'll mark 31. It's right there right now. Seems to be the low of the pre-market, 30.99. Let's see if we can hold that. If it can lose that previous day close, can be a possibility. If it loses that 30.50, we can get down to 30. So I do like the daily chart. It is on short selling restrictions, unfortunate, but we do have shares for sure. We got our .S in here indicating we have shares. Hopefully the pre-market action could get better and see what happens here. XOM, again, look at this daily chart, guys. This stock could be very choppy, and when you have this type of daily chart, it's hard to find good clean levels, right? So let's see. We have a low of the pre-market sitting at 79.41. Let's mark that down, 79.41. All right. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong key. Here we go. So 79.41, low of the pre-market. Under that, I like 79 flat right in here because you have this moving average coming in as well. I know it's very closer, but you have this moving average here, so that's good as well. In case we lose that, we do have one all the way down here. I don't think we'll get all the way down to 78.27, but that's a good level to have. Towards the top, we do have somewhat of a level here. Again, this daily chart is very choppy, right? But you do have several days, hitting this 80-60. You see that 80-60, 80-60, then we get a bounce. So you can mark that down as well. And then above that, you just got the previous day close. You got another low from yesterday, low from 2 days ago, and then you got your highs up here. So right now, again, very choppy right now. It had this huge drop. It's got some volume, 325,000 shares traded. Let's see what it does if it can get towards the low of the day here, or low of the pre-market, 79.46. See if we can get a run going. But again, just pretty choppy right now, but it's got some potential if it can pick a direction and get going. American Airlines, let's remove some of these levels. Let's get some fresh ones. Low of the pre-market sitting at 31.80. Below that, we got a very clean level down here. This is a very nice level. See the difference when you have a good clean daily chart? This is a good clean daily chart, right? You have this nice drop, consolidation drop over here, comes right back to this level again, consolidates, loses it, comes back up, consolidates back up to this level. So, when you have this nice trading, you get good levels, right? When you have this type of trading, you don't get as good daily levels. Then all the way down here, obviously 30.01, a very clean level towards the bottom as well. So towards the top, I'm going to mark down these 2 days, actually kind of 3, because these levels are in area. You have this one here, this one here, this one here, and this one here, all hitting that 32.62 area. Above that, you have the low of yesterday. Look at the low of yesterday, how it's confirmed here as well, and very close to this day here. And then you have the previous day close, highs and lows on top here around 34 and 34.50. So let's see how American Airlines does right now. Again, pretty choppy. Doesn't have quite the volume yet. So it's got to get more volume to be a little more attractive. MU I like today. MU is dropping nicely. Again, could be because of INTC. INTC is dropping 7%. MU is only down 3%. Let's look at some of the levels. Low of the pre-market sitting at 41.02. Below this, we have another level in here at 39.17. And in between this area here, 40.30, you also have a level. You have several days using this as a support and resisting, opening and closing around that area. Towards the top, you have a moving average here that I'm going to mark, 42.06. And then you have plenty after that. No need to mark anymore. You have the low of 2 days ago, previous day close right next to the low of yesterday. And you got some highs in this area as well. So MU is nice. Again, this daily, if you look at this daily chart alone and you don't know about MU, you would think, wow, we're looking at this looks like a horrible daily chart. The thing with MU is that it trades well. Look at yesterday. You know, look at this is a beautiful opening range breakdown here. You get a nice pullback. That's your signal to go short, and then you get this beautiful clean drop, right? So MU can trade really, really well, even when it's not in play. Same thing with AMD. Did we forget to mark the high? Yeah, let's mark the high of the pre-market. We forgot to mark that down. 41.75 high of the pre-market. So plenty of levels here on MU. It's got some good volume today because 244, that's pretty high for MU. Usually you don't have that much at the pre-market. NVIDIA's got a beautiful daily chart. Look at this nice drop here. It lost this level here. This level was resistance. I'm sorry, support, and then was resistance here twice, and then it came back and it finally broke through it. So you got that nice clean level on here. Let's also mark the high of the pre-market just to have that noted on there. But a stronger level will be this one here, that 184. That's a stronger level because it's been tested several times. The more a level is tested, the stronger that level becomes, right? So clearly it's been tested 3 times and we had a bounce from it 3 times. This time we're dropping it, and we can see we clearly lost that level. Low of the pre-market sitting at 180.81. So let's mark that down. Towards the bottom, what do we have here? All right, we have some choppiness throughout this area here, so hard to find levels. Let's look at this one here, 177.21, and then I'm gonna mark this moving average at 173.74. Sorry, no, 173.13 in that area there. 173 most likely, to be more exact. So let's mark that down. Again, towards the top, you have plenty. I think MU could be interesting today if it can get going in one direction. Again, choppy pre-market action. I'm sorry, not MU, sorry, NVIDIA, choppy pre-market action, but the daily chart looks very good. You got some good levels in here we can play off. If we can lose this low of the pre-market, this 180.81, we do got some clean levels we can go after. INTC also very nice. We got a high of pre-market at 53.70. Let's mark that down. We have low of the pre-market at 52.99. Let's get that down there. And we also have clean level down here at 52.38 and another one all the way down here at 51.75. Towards the top, you got a nice clean moving average. So I'm going to mark that down. Clean moving average at 54.38. And then we have another, let's see what we have here towards the top. We got some, all right, 54.38 gives you all this consolidation happening here. Look at this as well. All this consolidation happening here around 54.38. Above this, we got this other consolidation happening here around 55.03. And then just one more. I'm not going to put too many. One more, 56.10. You have several days also using this as resistance here and then support. And then you had a moving average coming right in here. So you have plenty of stuff confirming that. All right, so pre-market action is looking pretty choppy at the moment. Doesn't look too great, so we'll see how that develops in a second. All right, so next we have GURB. So GURB, high of the pre-market sitting at 77.71, low of the pre-market sitting at 72.79. Wow, this pre-market action is horrible though. This is really choppy. Only 140,000 shares traded. Right, we'll find some levels for this, but I am not going to keep this one on watch unless it gets better. I mean, pre-market action looks pretty choppy, and also the volume is not there. Only 140. So 177 high of the pre 77.71 high of the pre-market, 72.79 low of the pre-market. Above this we have 83. Here we go, 83. And then all the way up here we have 88. Again, I don't think we'll get there, but it's good to have those numbers. Very good levels. Towards the bottom, high of of yesterday, high of 2 days ago, previous day close right in here, and then several levels in here as well with some moving averages coming into this 70 area. All right, folks. But again, pre-market action not looking great at all, and no volume, only 142,000 shares traded. Ford, again, Ford doesn't move much, very low ATR. Look at this, 4.5 million shares traded at the moment. Let's find some levels for it just in case, but most likely not one that I'm going to keep. I'm going to make this list a little smaller. I know I got a lot on here, so we'll be picky. We'll get rid of some that don't look great. We'll put them in our side list as possible, so later in the mid-morning, or if something in our watch list is not looking great, we can take it off and replace it. Let's mark down 1025, high of the pre-market, low of the pre-market 972. Going back over here, that's a good level. We can mark this one as well. It's a nice level here at a 986. Let's go back. Let's go back. See something above or below. Well, we have a gap here. Well, I thought we had a gap here. Oh no, never mind. Actually, it's not a gap. It's just a day that's that you got to pop here. So you can mark down this 1054, and then one more just in case. One more at a 1086. All right, we're not gonna do any more on this one. Again, doesn't move much, but it's got a nice pop here, up 7.3, 4.5 million shares traded. But this reminds me of a clearly like a GE, right? GE gets this type of volume, doesn't move a lot. ATR is very low, so you can see here ATR is only 18%. I'm sorry, 18 cents. So again, not something that's gonna move a lot in the normal scheme of things. So that's all we have, folks. Let's see. ACN not doing much right now. PETX could be a possible. Right, we got some good news on here. Let's mark the high of the pre-market at 495, low of the pre-market at 401. Wow, look how this 495 right here, how that's playing out. Look at this 4 is playing out. Look at this, how the support is on here, right, until it finally cracks it in this area here. But that's a really good levels of support and resistance in this area. Then we have a gap. We have a very nice clear gap all the way up to 543, right? Another one right up here, another gap all the way up to 596. So we do have some room to go up here. We do have some possible levels to hit. We just got to make sure this thing actually picks a direction. It's got some positive news of a possible buyout, but it's a all stock buyout, you said, Peter, right? So this can actually get some movement. All right. What else? All right, so that's that. Ford, we have RBZ. RBZ is it's got a nice daily chart. High of the pre-market. Let's get these levels out of the way. High of the pre-market 875. Let's mark that down, and then obviously we got some extremes, right? We got a 26. I don't think we'll get there today. That'll be nice though. 26.95. We have another one at 1347. Right, anything in between that's more reasonable. We have another one here at 1069, and I think that's about it for these levels. Yeah, so that's what we have right now. Let's see if we can get going here. Again, this is a 1 million shares float, right? RBZ, yeah, 1.1 million shares float. So be very, very careful with this one, guys. Definitely watch your size. This thing can move on you. It's got some serious volume today. Well, 1.6 million shares traded right now. But when it does get the volume, it does trade, right? We traded this in the past before. See the volume here, it gets going. This day was pretty much flat, didn't do much. And then you have another day here where it got some volume and it hit almost 40 plus there. All right. I'm gonna remove this. So now it's time to be picky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I gotta get rid of at least 2 on here. Peter, anything that you have that you like, maybe something that we haven't talked about? I see somebody mentioning Roku. Let's look at Roku.
Yeah, the only thing I've got would be Tesla to look at. It might be an interesting day. I know it's a higher price that you don't normally trade, but it is at the 52-week low, and I think it'll get some motion. It's probably going to be pretty crazy at the open, though.
Yeah, I'm looking at Roku also. Roku's got some good volume, 1.6. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not Roku. This thing is showing me RBZ. I was about to say 1.6 million shares traded on Roku. That's quite a bit, but that's the wrong ticker up here. Let's look at Roku. Oh, okay, 14,000 shares. No, this is not Not really active right now. See what the daily chart looks like. Daily chart again, it's just kind of chopping around here. So I don't see it being a good possible for the open, but anything is, anything could change. And then Tesla, let's see what Tesla's doing, because Tesla had Tesla sold off nicely. Had a beautiful daily chart. Once it broke this level yesterday, again, sold up, and it sold real nice. And then what other level we have down here? Tesla has a beautiful daily chart. I mean, this is very, very clean. Tesla, here we go. Yeah, Tesla has a very nice daily chart. What levels do we have down here? We're actually at a level right now, kind of right below it. Previous day close went right to this level here. Yeah, Tesla does have a nice, very nice daily chart. Looks like it wants to drop lower. It's not holding any of the levels that has been that we had set up for. So we have another level coming up here at 243, 243.01. Then below that we have another possible. Well, this one's not as clean as that 243, but you have another one right here at 240. So let's see. It looks very weak daily chart. I mean, it's a beautiful drop. Once you saw that it broke this this support here, right? Whoops. Yep, that's better. It had this support here. We talked about this in our pre-market show yesterday. It broke that support. That was very weak. Then it also broke this one. We had this level also here as well. This 254.70, 254.92. So it broke that as well. And now it just looks like it wants to drop lower. I mean, this looks very, very bearish at the moment. So it could be a possible. It's got some okay volume. So yeah, so it might be a good one to watch today, but I'm not going to watch. I got plenty on here that are more within my price range that I like to trade. All right, so running out of time here a bit, so let's just go through it. So Seyo's got some volume, onshore selling restrictions. So I'm not sure. Let me see. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that one. I do like this daily chart. Look like this drop here. Pre-market action is choppy. XOM also choppy. Pre-market actions got some volume. Daily charts a bit choppy, but we did lose this level at 80.60, and we have another one coming up at 79.46, which is the low of the pre-market. It's getting some activity now, so that's good. It's dropping 15 minutes before the open or so. American Airlines also choppy. MU, I like MU, so I'm going to keep MU. Nvidia's got a good daily chart, but not a great pre-market action, but the daily chart is good. INTC also choppy, but I do like the daily chart. Has a beautiful drop here, down 7.7. So I'm hoping that we can pick a direction. GURB trying to get back up to that 77.80 high of the pre-market, but not much volume. You know what? I'm probably gonna I'm gonna get rid of this one. I'm gonna get rid of GURB. Let me look at the whole list first. I'll get rid of Ford because just the ATR is too low. So I'm going to get rid of Ford. This could be choppy at the open. GURB, I like the daily chart. Pre-market action, not as great, not much volume. INTC choppy, but we like the daily chart. It's a nice big drop. NVIDIA, again, also has a nice daily chart, not great pre-market action. It's funny, the ones that do have don't have a great pre-market action have a great daily chart. MU starting to get back up here. American Airlines. You know what? I have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So I have one too many. That's all right. I'm gonna decide later on to drop one of these. But right now, all of these look like they have potential. They don't look great, but some of the daily charts look really good. Look at Zoom right here. XOM dropping now, so that's also interesting. We do have shares for short. Yeah, so this will be my list right now. I'll probably get rid of one or two before the open, but this is what I'm going to focus on today. Brian should be on in a couple of minutes. I'll see what he has on his end. This list is getting bigger. Pins is coming up here now, up 3%. What else we have in here? Once is up here as well. What is Once doing? Once just starting to get the volume. Not much going on right now. WDC down 5.4. WDC. All right, not much price action going on right now. So again, we got a couple of potential stocks that can move great here. So we'll keep our eyes open on the scanners as well. Again, don't watch too many. Don't put 10, 20, 15 stocks in your list just because everything looks like a potential. You know, pick the best 6 if you're starting out, the best 4. even the best, again, 3 if you need to, right? And then as the open, if you have your rules, do not trade in the first 5 minutes. See what the price action is doing that first 5 minutes, and if something's not getting the volume, go to your side list and put that one up, and just wait to see the action, see if anything is provided for you. So, guys, a few things before we get out of here. Andrew is having a meetup today in India. I don't even know what time it is in India, but at 7 p.m. I think that's India time, right? He's gonna have his meetup. So if you're in that,
would have already happened.
did it already happen? Oh, so never mind, guys. If you didn't go, hopefully you made it. And you, but yeah, I don't know what time 7 o'clock is down there, right? I don't know what time it is. So hopefully you was able to make it out there. Not sure if. So what time is it there now? It's probably 7:16 there. Oh, so it's going on right now. So you still got time to make it there if you're around the corner. So let me send it to you just in case. So you still got time to make it if you're around the corner. All right, guys. So you have that also. Let me see what else we got going on here. Also the challenge, guys. The challenge starts on Monday. So make sure that you're ready to go. Make sure if you haven't signed up, you still have until the 28th, I believe, to sign up. So we have the challenge. This week was the simulation week, or the practice week. That's better said. And we are ready to go for Monday. So good luck to everyone. Have a great weekend. Trade safe today, guys. It is Friday. Don't force anything. It's important to trade clean. You don't have to be green, but if you trade clean, you can go into the weekend not worrying about stressing that you didn't follow your rules and trade it the way you needed to. All right, folks. Anything else, Peter? Anything else that I missed?
Nope, you got them all.
All right, excellent, guys. Take care, guys, on YouTube, and we will see you on Monday, 8:30 Eastern time. Have a great weekend and have a good trading day.
Have a good one, everyone.
All right, so yeah, I was